Hello, dear one. I'm so glad you're here. Just take a deep breath right now. Yes, right where you are. Breathe in and gently breathe out. You've arrived at the perfect moment. There is nothing more important than how you feel right now, and nothing more powerful than your willingness to open your heart to something new, something gentle, and something deeply supportive. Today, I want to talk to you about something very simple but very powerful. It's like a quiet whisper from the universe, something that, once you understand it, begins to shift everything around you. It's about how we see the world, and more importantly, how we see ourselves. You see, our mind is like a window. It lets the light in. It shows us what's outside. But over time, that window can become cloudy. Thoughts, fears, judgments, past experiences, they settle like dust. And when that happens, it becomes harder and harder to see clearly. It's not that the world has become dark or unkind. It's just that our window needs a little loving care. Sometimes when we feel stuck or when things aren't flowing, especially with money or abundance, we think the problem is outside of us. We try harder, we work more, we push and strain and wonder why nothing is changing. But my love, the world outside is only ever reflecting what's going on inside. If the window through which you view life is dusty with doubt, covered in streaks of unworthiness, or shadowed by fear of not enough, then of course it's going to look like opportunities are scarce or that good fortune keeps missing you. This isn't something to blame yourself for. Not at all. In fact, the most beautiful thing is that once we understand this, we hold the power to change it. And we do that gently, with kindness, not with force, not with shame, just a soft willingness to wipe away what no longer serves us, to clean our window, not with harsh chemicals or judgment, but with love and attention. It's like opening the curtains after a long winter and letting the sunlight pour in. Suddenly, everything looks a little brighter. You notice colors again. You feel warmth on your skin. The same world, but now seen with fresh eyes. That's what happens when you start to clean your inner window. And in that light, something magical begins to happen. You start to attract things you didn't even know were waiting for you. Wealth, joy, peace. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because you finally made space to let them in. When we talk about a dirty window, I want you to know we're not talking about something wrong or broken. We're talking about the natural layers that build up over time. Maybe someone once told you that you weren't good enough. Maybe you tried something and it didn't work out, and you began to believe that you'd never succeed. Maybe you looked at someone else who seemed to have more than you and thought, why not me? And then maybe, little by little, those thoughts started to repeat. And like layers of dust, they settled onto your view of life. The thing about dust is that it's sneaky. It doesn't arrive all at once. It floats in slowly, quietly, invisibly. But over time, it builds up until one day you wonder why everything looks so dull. Why doesn't the world feel exciting anymore? Why do your dreams feel out of reach? That's the signal. That's the moment to pause and notice. Ah, maybe it's time to clean my window. We all have these moments. They don't mean you're failing. They mean you're growing. Because now you are aware. You've stopped for a moment and you're willing to look inward, not with blame, but with love. And that's powerful. That's the beginning of everything. I want you to picture your mind like a big, beautiful window. Maybe it stretches across an entire wall. Maybe it has golden frames. Maybe it looks out onto a wide open field filled with flowers or sunlight or gentle rain. And now, with your gentle awareness, you're standing in front of it. You have a soft cloth in your hand, woven with kindness and love, and you begin to wipe away the fog, one little spot at a time. Sometimes that fog is made of old beliefs like, I never have enough, or money is hard to get, and as you wipe, you say quietly to yourself, I am open to a new way of thinking. I am willing to see this differently, and suddenly the window begins to shine, just a little at first, but enough to let in a spark of light, and that light, it's clear, it's peaceful, it's a new vision for what's possible. That first step, awareness, is like turning on a light in a room you haven't entered in years. Suddenly, you see the dust, the cobwebs, and maybe even some things you forgot were there. But now you're here, and now you can begin. And this is the key, my dear. You don't have to clean it all at once. You don't have to fix everything in one day. You only need to start. We clean with thoughts, with love, with softness. Harshness won't help, pushing won't work, but gentle presence, oh, how powerful that is. And every day, as you turn your loving attention inward, you begin to clear more space. And with each clear spot, the universe responds. It says, ah, they are ready. They are opening. Let's send the abundance. Let's bring in the joy. Now I want you to feel about this question, not with your mind, but with your heart. What am I still carrying that makes my window heavy? Maybe it's an old fear. Maybe it's a memory that still stings. Maybe it's a voice inside that says, you'll never have enough. That's okay. Just notice it. You don't have to fix it. Just see it. Awareness is the beginning of healing. And as you hold that awareness, speak softly to yourself. I am willing to let this go. I am safe to see clearly. I welcome clarity and ease into my life. These are not just words. These are keys. Every time you say them, every time you breathe them in, you unlock something. You begin to shift the energy inside you, and that energy radiates outward. You see, the window doesn't just show you the world, it also signals to the universe what you're ready for. When your window is foggy with fear, the signals you send are uncertain. But when your window is clean, your signal is clear. You're saying, yes, I am here. I am ready. I believe in possibility. And the universe, like a loving friend, rushes in to meet you. Let this be your beginning. Not a big dramatic change, but a soft, quiet willingness. A whisper to yourself that says, today I choose to see differently. That's how we clean our window. Not with effort, but with intention. Not with pressure, but with love. And tomorrow you'll wake up and do it again. And the next day, maybe a little more. Until one day, without even realizing it, you look through your window and see a world so full of light, so full of promise, so rich with abundance, and you'll smile because now you know it was always there. It was just waiting for you to see it. Let us take a deep breath together now, and as you exhale, feel something soft and old begin to lift. You don't need to carry it anymore. You are free to see clearly now, and as that clarity grows, so does your wealth. It flows, not because you chased it, but because you became the open space for it to arrive. You are safe, you are loved, and you are already on your way. Now that you've taken that first gentle step, just becoming aware, you've already begun a beautiful shift. You are beginning to see where you've been clouded, not through judgment, but through kindness. And from this space, something new opens. You begin to release, gently and patiently, the thoughts and feelings that no longer serve the life you are calling in. You're not forcing them out. You're simply no longer feeding them. You may start to notice certain patterns, old ways of thinking that seem to play in the background like a song you didn't choose. Thoughts like, I'm not good with money, or wealth is for other people, or I always struggle. These thoughts might feel familiar. They've been repeated so often they may feel like the truth, but they are not the truth. They are simply habits, mental dust that has settled over time. And just like any habit, they can be changed, not all at once, not with pressure, but gently, over time, with awareness and love. When you hear those old patterns, pause, smile softly, and say to yourself, "Ah, there you are, but I choose something new now." That's how we begin to let go, not by fighting the thought, but by offering it a kinder option. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices them, and the one who notices has the power to change them. So today, let's begin to clear a little more space. Let's look gently at some of the most common beliefs that create that fog on our inner window. One of them sounds like this: I never have enough. It may seem like a simple observation, but when this thought plays on repeat, it becomes a lens through which all of life is seen. If you believe you never have enough, then even when you do, it will still feel like lack. And that feeling, that frequency, is what sends signals to the universe. Instead, try this soft thought: I am willing to believe there is more than enough for me. Just that. Not a grand declaration, just a willingness. That little crack in the thought pattern allows light to pour in. Or maybe you've carried this one: I'm not worthy of wealth. That one can feel deep. It often hides behind actions, self-sabotage, undercharging, refusing help. And again, we don't shame ourselves for it. We simply notice, and we bring in a new voice. I deserve to prosper. I am enough just as I am. Even if it feels unfamiliar at first, let it in gently, like a new friend who comes to sit beside you in silence. You see, it's not about fighting the old. It's about feeding the new. Each time you choose a thought of love, abundance, or worthiness, you are wiping away just a little more of that old residue. Each moment you become aware of a limiting belief and choose a more loving one, you are opening the window a little wider. Some days will feel easier than others. That's okay. Growth is not a straight line. But even on the harder days, your willingness to observe without harshness, that is power. That is transformation. Now let's talk about the beautiful tools you already have inside you. These are not tools you need to buy or seek outside of yourself. These are tools made of awareness, love, and attention. And they begin with something so simple: forgiveness. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay. It's saying, I am no longer going to carry this weight in my heart. You forgive not for them, but for you, because resentment is heavy and it smudges the window every time it rises. But forgiveness? Oh, my dear, forgiveness is like pure water. It washes over the mind, the heart, the energy field, and suddenly space is cleared. You can start with this: I am willing to forgive. I am ready to be free. Let that willingness do the work, even if you're not sure how. The energy of willingness is what begins the process. And then we have gratitude. Gratitude is like the sunshine that floods through a newly cleaned window. It warms everything. It makes what you already have feel like enough. And from that feeling of enoughness, more is naturally attracted. Gratitude tells the universe, look at how open I am to receiving. Look at how much joy I can hold. Start simply. You don't have to write a long list. Just pause once a day and say softly, thank you. Thank you to your body. Thank you for your breath. Thank you to the small blessings that arrive without fanfare. Gratitude clears the dust of dissatisfaction and invites the flow of more. And then there's self-compassion, the gentle voice within that says, you're doing the best you can, and that is enough. So many of us have learned to motivate ourselves with criticism, but love, true love, is the only force that creates lasting change. Speak kindly to yourself. Encourage yourself like you would a child learning to walk. Cheer for each step. Comfort each stumble. Each time you speak to yourself with tenderness, you are cleaning your window with a cloth soaked in love. You're restoring the brightness within. And with each stroke, your energy becomes clearer, lighter, more magnetic to all the good the universe wants to give. Try this small practice tonight before bed. Close your eyes and picture your window. See where it's foggy or dusty, and with your mind's eye, begin to gently wipe it clean. Say softly, I clear the way for love. I clear the way for abundance. I clear the way for peace. Let those words echo gently as you rest. Now, as your inner window becomes clearer, you may start to feel something shift, a kind of brightness inside. That brightness is light, it's your readiness. It's the energy that begins to draw wealth, not through effort, but through openness. When your window is clean, the light from the universe pours in effortlessly. That light is wisdom. It's an opportunity. It's new thoughts and inspired actions. And because your mind is no longer cluttered, you recognize those blessings when they come. You don't miss the signs. You don't doubt your worthiness. You receive with grace. It's like being in a dark room and suddenly opening the curtains. The furniture hasn't changed. The space hasn't changed. But now, with the light, everything is visible. You see what you couldn't see before. You notice doors that were always there, now inviting you to walk through. And when you walk through with a heart open to possibility, you become a magnet for sudden wealth, not just in money, but in love, peace, and joy. So, my dear, let that light in. Let yourself receive. Say with me now, softly and truthfully, I welcome abundance with an open heart and a clear mind. I am willing to receive all that is good. My thoughts are becoming clean, kind, and clear. You don't need to do this perfectly. You only need to do it gently. Every single time you return to this practice, you are aligning yourself with the flow of wealth. Wealth is not something outside you that you must chase. It is something that responds to your inner state. When the window is clean, the view becomes beautiful, and life, in all its richness, begins to meet you in wonderful, unexpected ways. Keep going, softly. You are doing beautifully. As your window clears and light fills your space, something wonderful begins to happen. You start to feel connected again, not only to your dreams, but to the flow of life itself. You feel more in tune with the beauty around you. You hear the whispers of your inner wisdom more clearly, and you realize that wealth is not only something that arrives in your bank account, it's a presence, a feeling, a way of being. This is where we begin to gently align, not by trying harder, but by softening. Aligning means we bring our thoughts, our feelings, and our energy into harmony with the kind of life we want to live. When you align with wealth, you are not just wishing for money, you are becoming the space where wealth feels welcome. Let's take a moment together now. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Bring your awareness into your heart. Let your breath slow down. And now, gently speak within. I am open. I am ready. I align with the vibration of abundance. When you say these words, don't rush them. Let them settle into you like warm tea. The energy of those words begins to change your field. You start to feel rich even before anything changes outside. And that, my love, is when the magic begins, because the universe responds not to desperation or force, but to harmony. Sometimes the alignment is simply a decision, a quiet moment when you choose to feel peaceful even when things still look uncertain, a pause before reacting, a deep breath instead of panic. These small moments of stillness are powerful. They create the space where new, better things can reach you. You don't have to know exactly how it will come. You don't have to see every detail. You only need to know that it is coming. And you prepare by becoming a match for it in your energy, in your thoughts, and in your feelings. The clearer your window, the more natural it feels to expect good things. And that expectation is a magnet. Try this simple breathing exercise each morning. Sit quietly. Breathe in the thought, I am aligned with wealth. Breathe out the thought, I release all resistance. Do this for a few minutes. Let it become your rhythm. Feel the peace in that alignment. Let it be your anchor when old thoughts try to creep in. Your alignment is your power. When you are aligned, you don't chase, you don't beg, you don't force, you receive, you attract, you allow it. Let's begin weaving this into your day in practical, simple ways, because all great shifts begin in the small moments, the gentle habits, the rituals that carry energy forward. In the morning, before anything else, speak your truth softly. I am open to receiving wealth today. I expect something good. Write this on a little note and place it where you can see it, on your mirror, your fridge, your bedside. Let your environment echo your new vibration. Take a few minutes each day to visualize, not with strain, but with softness. Picture yourself already surrounded by the wealth you desire. Feel how safe you are in that vision. Feel how peaceful. Let that feeling anchor in your body. That emotional imprint is what the universe hears. If you enjoy journaling, try writing this prompt. If I fully believed I was supported and provided for, how would I live today? Let the answers surprise you. Let them come from your heart. And speak to yourself lovingly throughout the day. Whisper quiet affirmations like, wealth is my natural state. I am in harmony with receiving. My heart is open, my mind is clear, and I trust in divine timing. These are not just affirmations, they are activities. Each time you speak to them, you shift your field. Each time you write them, you are writing a new reality. At night before bed, take a moment to thank the day, even if it wasn't perfect. Gratitude heals and amplifies. Say softly, "Thank you, life, for all the ways you're guiding me." Then visualize a window, clear, sparkling, open, and feel wealth pouring in gently like golden light. When you live in this kind of clarity, your entire energy changes. You move differently. You speak differently. You make choices from trust instead of fear. And life responds to you in kind. The spaces around you begin to feel different too. You might notice you're drawn to declutter your home, clean out your wallet, or tidy up your digital world. These are not random urges. They are the outer reflections of your inner alignment. When you create a clean, open, wealth-attracting space within, the world around you starts to mirror that shift. You become a lighthouse, radiating clear energy, welcoming blessings, shining a steady light. Others may not know what changed, but they'll feel it. Your presence becomes calming, magnetic. Opportunities are drawn to you because your energy says, "I am ready, I am worthy, I am whole." You may even begin to notice blessings showing up in unexpected ways. A new idea, a surprising opportunity, a person who offers help, a feeling of lightness you haven't known in years, and you'll smile because now you understand. These things were always trying to find you. Your clear window has simply made space for them to arrive. So let yourself live in that space of trust, of clarity, of joyful expectation. Let yourself be someone who lives as though the universe is on their side, because it is, and always has been. And now, let's end this time together with a few final affirmations. If you feel comfortable, repeat them out loud or in your heart, slowly and lovingly. I am safe to receive wealth in all forms. I am willing to see with new eyes. I clear away all blocks to love, to peace, to prosperity. I trust life. I trust myself. I am open and I am ready. My window is clean, my vision is clear, and my heart is wide open. Wealth flows to me now, and I say yes. You have done beautifully, dear one. Every small shift matters. Every thought you clean, every belief you soften, every moment you choose love over fear. These are the seeds of your transformation. So go gently now. Keep choosing the thoughts that nourish you. Keep wiping away the ones that don't. Let each day be an opportunity to see more clearly, live more fully, and welcome the sudden wealth that is already making its way to you. You are deeply loved, you are divinely supported, and you are already on the path. Keep going. Your abundance is not ahead of you, it's within you, and it is rising now.